What is Section 215 of the Energy Policy Act of 2005?
Thank you all. Please be seated.
On the 8th of August in 2005, then-President George H.W. Bush signed what many viewed as both a historic and controversial act into law at the Sandia National Laboratory. H.R. 6, the Energy Policy Act of 2005, was heralded as legislation that promoted dependable, affordable, and environmentally sound production and distribution of energy for America's future. The act had broad-reaching effects on the United States and its production and utilization of energy. It provided incentives to encourage the development of petroleum resources, liquefied natural gas, coal gasification, and nuclear technology. Numerous other incentives built into the act were designed to promote renewable energy development, construction of much-needed new electric transmission facilities, and massive industry-wide energy efficiency programs including rebates to homes and factories alike for the installation of more efficient lighting. During the signing ceremony, President Bush quipped in an oddly prophetic statement.
It's an economic bill, but as Pete mentioned, it's also a national security bill. For more than a decade, America has gone without a national energy policy. It's hard to believe, isn't it? We haven't had a strategy in place. We've had some ideas, but we have not had a national energy policy. And as a result, our consumers are paying more for the price of their gasoline. Electricity bills are going up. We had a massive blackout 2 summers ago that cost this country billions of dollars and disrupted millions of lives. And because we didn't have a national energy strategy over time, with each passing year, we're more dependent on foreign sources of oil.
His reference to the massive blackout was the Great Northeast Blackout of 2003. Some 45 million people in the United States were impacted, along with 10 million Canadians. The blackout's proximate cause was a software bug in the alarm system at the control room of First Energy, an Akron, Ohio-based company, which rendered operators unaware of the need to redistribute load after overloaded transmission lines dropped into foliage. What should have been a manageable local blackout cascaded into the collapse of much of the Northeast Regional electricity distribution system. The president's words were prophetic because tucked neatly into the Energy Policy Act of 2005 was the addition of Section 215 to the Federal Power Act. Section 215 requires a commission-certified electric reliability organization, ERO, to develop mandatory and enforceable reliability standards, which are subject to commission review and approval. Once approved, the reliability standards may be enforced by the ERO, subject to commission oversight. Section 215 of the FPA changed the utility industry irrevocably for the foreseeable future. A little less than 1 year later, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, issued a final ruling to finally mandate reliability standards, and more importantly, established the criteria for enforcing those standards as well as the fiscal results of failing to comply. Thus, the Energy Policy Act of 2005 greatly expanded FERC's authority to protect the reliability and cybersecurity of the bulk power system. The wheels had then been set in motion for historic events to occur, all of which would lead to greater security and reliability of the bulk electric system. With a seemingly insignificant stroke of a pen, President Bush set in motion the power that the ERO would soon possess. And that power was to not only develop, audit, and enforce the now mandatory standards, but also to conduct and report on periodic short and long-term assessments of the reliability of the grid, including analysis of emerging risks. In 2006, the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, NERC, was given the responsibilities of the ERO along with the 6 regional entities across the United States. Nearly 400 million North American citizens depend on electricity in their daily lives. Working with users, owners, and operators of BPS assets, government partners, and other stakeholders and industry participants, The ERO enterprise pursues its mission of assuring the effective and efficient reduction of risks to the reliability and security of the BPS. Critical to the safety, security, and reliability of the BES, FERC mandated the operations and planning standards in 2007. Then, in 2008, FERC ordained the NERC SIP standards as the mandatory cyber and security standards that apply to entities that own or manage facilities that are part of the U.S. and Canadian electric power grid. President Bush in 2005 signed into law a bill that would do many things for the energy industry of North America. In many ways, it was a national security bill. The threats that we in the industry face today in 2023 may not have even seemed in the realm of possibility that summer day in 2005. The passage of the Energy Policy Act did a tremendous service to the nation and the men and women who protect our grid and the very fabric of our society. In his own words, the President closed his historic signing ceremony with this sentiment.
I'm confident that one day, Americans will look back on this bill as a vital step toward a more secure and more prosperous nation that is less dependent on foreign sources of energy.
He was right in more ways than one. And that is Section 215 of the Energy Policy Act of 2005.